What's up, college football fans? Don't forget to check out and order your copy of Stiff Arming Football Myths, our latest football game plan book. So go on our website at footballgameplan.com/books and get your copy. We have these available in paperback as well as in PDF form.
For Lehigh in this ball game, you look at quarterback Nick Shevniski protecting the football. He's a guy that's more of a runner than a thrower, but if they're going to have success versus Lafayette in this ball game, he's going to have to hit some big plays deep down the field, and it starts with him protecting the football. And that defensive line, they have to be able to win in the trenches. When you watch Lehigh play, a lot of times they're getting blown off the football. Their linebackers are excellent. If those guys up front can keep those guards off the second level, I have full confidence that those backers can make plays at or behind the line of scrimmage. And you also want to figure out how they're going to match up versus Ross Sherman, the outstanding dual threat player of Lafayette, a guy that can do damage as a runner as well as a receiver. And they actually line him up as a receiver more often than not. So who's going to go out there and who will he draw as coverage, whether it be a backer or a safety? And in the running game, can they close those gaps and eliminate the cutbacks that he loves to find, because he does have that speed to take the distance? And for the Leopards in this ball game, more people have to become involved in the offense. I feel as though right now it's all about Ross Sherman and what he can do as a dual threat player. They have to get more people involved. You don't want to be one-dimensional going against a team like Lehigh. And I think the biggest battle they're going to have to win up front is between their outstanding left tackle Luke Chiarolonzio versus the outside linebacker Matt Lobb. That's a matchup that they're going to have to win. Again, Lobb is a guy that can cause problems in the backfield. He gets sacks, he causes disruption, he plays behind the line of scrimmage, and Chiarolonzio has to do a great job of keeping him stonewalled at the point of attack. And when you have an explosive offense like the Leopards do, I would say they have to go aggressive early and often. Even on the defensive side, when you're facing an offense that mostly wants to run the football, you want to try to shut them down and put them in second and long, third and long situations. So on both sides of the ball, I think Lafayette has to go aggressive very early and very often. The biggest X factor in this ball game for the Mountain Hawks is their outstanding tailback, Rich Sodecki. I think this guy has tremendous talent. He can slip through a crack and get yards in chunks. If they're going to have any success of moving the football versus Lafayette, they're going to have to generate those chunk plays, whether it be in the passing game or the running game. But I think they can do so on the ground, which is why I believe Rich Sodecki will probably have the biggest impact on this game for Lehigh. And the biggest X factor in this ball game for Lafayette will be their special teams unit. I flat out love what they do from a return aspect. They have many different guys being able to excel in that capacity and flipping field position and giving their offense a short field to work with. They've done it each and every game. The problem is they're facing one of the best coverage units, both kickoff and punt coverage units in the country in the Mountain Hawks. So can they have that advantage like they've had all season long versus the best? It's a strength versus strength battle, and I think that's why the X factor in this game for Lafayette will be their special teams unit and their ability to pick up those big plays and create a short field for their offense. Now, here are some pro prospects you want to keep an eye on in this ball game for Lehigh. They're a young football team, but the one senior that does stand out to me is left tackle Ned Dariush, a guy that was a two-time all-conference performer. He's going to have his hands full this week versus the pressure of Lafayette, but he's an excellent prospect at 6'4", 295 pounds. And I've already visited with the three guys you see on the Lafayette side. I saw them play versus Fordham. Ross Sherman, Luke Chiarolonzio, and Jarrett Roberts is an outstanding corner, and I want to see how those guys progress in this game as opposed to what I saw from them earlier in October. All three are excellent football players. One of the most accomplished running backs in program history is Rabi Abdullah. Played there from 1993 to 1997. Holds a single season rushing record. He accomplished that as a junior, rushing for 1,536 yards, and to finish his career with the school record 3,696 yards on the ground. Frank Bauer was an outstanding quarterback for Lafayette from 1986 to 1989. In 1988, was his best season, becoming a first-team All-American, setting school records for touchdowns in the season with 23 and also passing yards with over 2,600. He led the nation in passing efficiency and also was able to garner some Heisman Trophy votes. And at the start of the '89 season, he debuted on the cover of the Sports Illustrated College Football Kickoff Edition and finished his Lafayette career with over 8,300 yards passing, which is second all-time, and still holds the school's all-time leading passing touchdowns record for a career with 62. The 1993 game was the first ever televised college football game on ESPN2, and quarterback Tim Felter stole the show, throwing for 373 yards and 6 touchdowns in a 39-14 win, earning him the Sports Illustrated Offensive Player of the Week and also earning the Engineers the Patriot League Championship that season. In the 1988 matchup between Lehigh and Lafayette, in what was an entertaining game, the Leopards were able to outlast Lehigh in a shootout 52-45, which was the largest combined points scored ever in this matchup, and this game also helped Lafayette secure the league title that season. I like Lafayette in this ball game. When you look at how they utilize Ross Sherman, I think he's going to create those matchup problems underneath for this defense of Lehigh, and I think what you'll see defensively, they'll be able to apply pressure and slow down that ground game of the Mountain Hawks, forcing them to throw the football more often than they want to, which is a win for that secondary of Lafayette. So I think this year's edition, the 150th edition of the rivalry game between Lafayette and Lehigh, will go to the Leopards.
What's up, FCS football fans? I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook with FootballGamePlan.com.
And I'm Kevin Marshall from AnyGivenSaturday.com.
And we are the hosts of the FCS Wedge presented by AnyGivenSaturday.com.
Check your local listings for station and time in your area.